दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
Lucknow Junction.
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವರೆ
Hyderabad Express, University Station, Netaji Road.
Oh, what a day it's been. What a night it's been, filled with drama, because there was dust, there was wind, there was rain, there was storm, there was starts, there was stops. But finally, we have a result, and GT stood strong through the storm, and they've stormed to the top of the table with that last ball finish. Welcome back to Voltas presents Cricbuzz Live. That was one nail biter, because GT needed 15 runs of that last ball. Deepak Chahar was bowling that over, and they've managed to scrape through. Shubman Gill got 43 of 46. He steadied the ship for Gujarat. I'm back with Gilly and Murali Kartik. Were we expecting so much excitement for 12:38 on the clock? Were we ready for this kind of excitement to keep us up and awake, Gilly?
Well, you said what a dramatic day, what a dramatic night, and what a dramatic morning it's turning into. But yeah, that was a seesawing innings, or evening really, but just that second innings. At one point, GT are desperate to stay out there, and then Mumbai are desperate to stay there, and then they, that DLS kept fluctuating, but well done. I mean, could see it got out in the end there, but he did hit two pretty good sixes in that run chase at the back end of it. So, yeah, an entertaining finish, but yeah, both teams will be probably walk away a little bit frustrated with their own performances, albeit GT have the luxury of a couple of points and probably slide up to the top of the ladder, I guess.
That penthouse you were talking about, they're sitting up top on the points table. But Kartik, just to summarize the first 10 overs for GT, everything going right, although Sai Sudarshan got out early, and then that rain break, and then that collapse, and then the starts, and then the stops, and the wickets going, but they managed to go past that finish line.
I think minus the rain, when you look at both teams, the first 10 overs are very different to what happened or what transpired in the last 10. And this actually showcases, people sit and watch. There are some seasoned cricketers out there who've been plying their skills at the international level for a while, and you can see what nerves can do. Just the last ball, halfway down the track, and then all Hardik Pandya had to do was give the ball to Surya Kumar Yadav. He went for that glory throw, missed it. And you saw what Coetzee did. 2 balls, 1 run. At a different time in the game, you tend to play the uppercut or just pat it down. He went for the glory shot, ended up getting caught. Think of what Shah Rukh Khan did at a time when it was not needed. All you had to do was see through that over from Jasprit Bumrah, and you've got the upper hand. See, these are the small things. And actually, for GT, they won the game, but it actually opens up that vulnerability which we've been talking about in the middle order.
Yes.
This was the first time when one of their top 3 wasn't there, and it actually opened up that fragility in that middle order. Shafin Rutherford batted well, don't take anything away from him, but apart from that, just looking at what they cannot do or can do in the middle order is going to be a topic of discussion for them. And again, from a Mumbai point of view, just how good were Trent Bolt and Jasprit Bumrah. And one of the things which I always felt, and I was talking to you in the green room, everybody talks about impact subs and everything else, but on a given day, in a game like this, a batter can bat through 20 overs. But imagine if, what would Mumbai have given, or any team for that matter, have given for 1 extra over from Bolt and Bumrah. Bowler only gets 4, even if he bowls well. So
That's what it is. I know it's an unfair rule to the bowlers. And
I'm saying impact sub. You might as well have a good bowler. If on a given day, the captain has the luxury of using 1 extra over from one of your trump cards. Why not? A batter can bat through 50. There's no limit to 30 balls, retired hurt, like we used to do in practice games.
Well, Hardik would have really liked to throw that ball to Bumrah or Bolt for that last over, but he had used them up earlier to get those important wickets. And then that last over went to Deepak Chahar, and we saw that 1-4. We know Rahul Tewatia has done it before, but he was very cool. He got that 1-4 and then Koitse getting that 6. But it was a lot of pressure because as a batter, you've cooled down, you've been sitting in that dugout, then you go back in. These start-stops are never really good for either the batter or the bowler.
Yeah, it's challenging, just the time of the morning, and they had a few sort of stop-starts, didn't they? So it's never easy coming out and executing right from the very beginning after a start like that. But Tewatia held his nerve and got it away. Maybe the captain might have gone and bowled the over himself, but and sort of tried to assume that responsibility. But he didn't have a good experience at the bowling crease anyway. He went for 18, didn't he, Hardik, earlier on in the evening? So
it's a super long over that he bowled.
Yeah, 11 ball over. So again, I think it's more a bit like what you say, Kartik. It exposes more concerns for both teams. I mean, they're still title chasing teams in this. They're still up right at the top. Well, one's at the top, GT, but it exposed their middle order again, that issue. It might have exposed that there is potential to attack a few other bowlers in the Mumbai lineup if you're able to navigate through Bolt and Jasprit. So, yeah, there's probably a few more questions unanswered than answered out of that game for both teams.
Yeah, I think lots of questions that they will want to answer, but for the time being, Gujarat will take these 2 points and smile and be relieved because they are at the top of the table now. They'll be very happy to be up there. Kartik, the next fixtures against Delhi, Lucknow and Chennai. So, of course, they will want to get that one game in to be completely secure. I mean, on a good day, they'll want to get 3 wins in, but that one game will get them that security of the qualification.
Yeah, and also they'll be heartened by the fact that 2 of the games are in Ahmedabad, and they've done well there. Look, a win is a win. Again, as Gilly said, absolutely. Again, win is a win, and you take it anyway at this stage of the tournament. But also, you need to be aware you cannot just paper over or throw a carpet over some of the problems that they have. Delhi will be an interesting one. I think yesterday Delhi got away with one.
Yes.
I thought maybe today Mumbai will get away with one with the rain, and absolutely right. The gamesmanship, the time when they took the strategic timeout when the rain was coming and they knew that they were behind the DLS. So all these things are part of a sport and part of cricket which you use and utilize. But yeah, coming back to the question you asked, GT will be very happy with the way they've gone about it. 2 points against a mighty fine side in their own backyard. They'll take it anyway, whichever way it comes.
Well, Hardik's not going to really have a very good night's sleep today. One with the ball, he was not very good.
I'll still say that he should have bowled.
Backed himself and
yeah,
bowled,
because you are the one who's the captain, you're the one who's been used to such conditions. And you can, just because you've gone for one bad over doesn't mean that it stops you from having a great over the second time around. That's what good bowlers do. One spell doesn't actually make or break them. So I would have actually, as you said, I would have wanted the skipper himself because he's used to it. He's bowled in
Kartik,
crunch
as a bowler,
situations.
if you feel you don't have that rhythm going 18 runs in that bowler in that one over that he bowled, is it you feel that maybe Deepak Chahar was doing a better job and I'm not feeling that rhythm today, so I'll give it to someone who's just been better on the given day?
Ideally, if Arshad hadn't been used, he would have used Arshad. But I suppose having Arshad having bowled that over, I don't think he had the option, but still, I know what you're saying. But think of Deepak Chahar. The trade-off is Deepak Chahar or Hardik Pandya.
Yes.
Deepak Chahar is brilliant with the first 6, but that is not something which he does. He has got a few limitations in the way he bowls. So I would have still preferred Hardik Pandya bowling that over. Even if it finished in the first 4 balls, I would have still preferred Hardik Pandya because he's used to doing those things.
Yes, and of course that glory finish that he wanted, which you spoke about. So he'll be going back very disappointed, and of course the next game that Mumbai have is against Punjab. So it is a tough game. Yes, it is a tough game for them. It's not that they have a very easy game to follow. So they will want to answer the questions that, today were a little bit difficult for them to face.
Yeah, they've got a few days now, and that match up at in Dharamshala, so that'll be different conditions again. I think their batting lineup won't mind that pitch up there with the way the ball came on the other evening. I think there's a little bit of pace and bounce there, but I think they won't mind it coming on, and Rohit will play those conditions well, I would think. But it's not panic stations by any stretch for either of the teams.
Yes.
They're still right up there. They're still, I think, the most potent all-round team, Mumbai. They have most bases covered. Tilak didn't have his best day out, and he's had a little bit of a challenging run, so he might need some boosting, and hopefully he can, for his and Mumbai's sake, can get a hit in and start to turn it around. But they're still well positioned, but it might not be a bad thing to happen leading into finals.
Yep.
Just that real wake-up call, and okay, as a coach, you'd be saying, well, there's our standard that we've been doing all along. We fell back down below that tonight. Let's get it back up there.
Well, today again, Kartik, the batters didn't really show up, but the bowlers were very impressive. If you go to see the overall bowling, we'll have a look at that bowling card. And when we look at that bowling card, of course, that one man just keeps standing out. Jasprit Bumrah, 4 overs, 15 dot balls. And the first 2 overs he bowled, he didn't have wickets. He put that pressure on, and then he came back in that crucial time. He caught the very important wicket of Shubman Gill, which kind of changed things around.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think when you look at that over, the way he bowled that over, and again, being crunched through covers, and it was not a bad delivery, but it was just some superior skill from Shubman Gill. And then to come back and have the last laugh, in a very silent way. You do bowl to the same man in the nets, and you might knock him over a few times, but just to be able to do in a crunch situation, and a telling blow at that point of time, and then just to make a fool of Shah Rukh Khan at that point of time, I think that is why he's so special. And even Trent Bolt, you have to give a lot of credit to Trent Bolt as well, just the way he bowled his 4 overs, 2 for 22. Karan Sharma bowled a decent enough spell. Maybe they could have found or wriggled 1 over from him somewhere before. Maybe. And I suppose everyone will turn around and say that big over from Hardik Pandya maybe changed things in favour of GT, because Mumbai did have them under control for a long period of time. It actually forced Hardik Pandya to bowl those 2 bowlers much earlier than he would have actually wanted to. I think that changed it. And also Arshad, I can't take it away from Arshad, just the way he bowled his quota of overs as well. So they would be happy. But yeah, a few disappointing finishes to a few things, and Gilly is absolutely right. That was exactly my thought when I was just sitting listening to him. He says maybe a loss at this time will actually wake them up and just make them feel that, okay, we're a strong side. We've had a great run to turn things around, but we are still vulnerable. Nobody's indispensable in this game.
But Gilly, Jasprit Bumrah is always awake, because you give him the ball at any stage in the game, he comes and picks up that wicket. We were chatting about that delivery to Shubman Gill. It just nipped in a little bit, came quick on him, and it was just so unplayable, that ball to Shubman Gill, because he was set. He was looking very, very good. Yeah,
there was a sequence of deliveries that were on a very similar length, that one might just sort of went straight on, one held its line, one that, and then the one that came back in, it's only got to move it a bit, and he's been beaten on length and by movement. Throw some nice pace on top of that, and it's a challenging ball to play there. I just think, talking to the Australian batters who played Bumrah during the summer at home, you cannot. Well, you asked me, can you pick up on that, wrist position as to which way the ball's going? For Bumrah, they all said it's impossible, because the hand position, the wrist position looks exactly the same with a ball that goes in as it does to suddenly just holds its line a little bit. So he's unique. His bowling action is his own. There'll be no one around. I'm sure there's kids trying it.
Yes.
It's not one that's easily replicated. So that was high-class stuff. And Shubman didn't have any real flow in his innings tonight. You could see his match plan was to just buy some time and try to be the anchor role to get right the way through. So that made it even more important. We've sort of spoken about Hardik and his captaincy, and maybe could have taken the responsibility, and he didn't play a great shot, but he did get it right when, after that first rain delay, he came out and he went to his 2 marksmen and said, okay, do a job for me here if you can. That kept them in the game or got them back into the game. So it's a tick for Hardik there with his lead.
I think his hand was forced because of the over that he bowled himself.
Yeah.
I suppose his hand was forced that he had to, as you said, had to go back to his two best bowlers to keep them in the game.
You know, Jasprit Bumrah was very cool, but there was somebody who was even cooler today, and we are just very happy that he was given the ball. He made the most of it. Sai Kishore is our coolest performer of the match, powered by Voltas. Shore kam zyada. He kind of set it up very well for Gujarat in his 4 overs. Picked up 2 crucial wickets today, and again, we were chatting about him in the pre-match show. He was given the ball, he grabbed it and the opportunity with both hands.
Yeah, and given the ball at the right time. That's what you want as a spinner. Sometimes you don't want the ball when the game's gone away from you. Look, he went for 18 runs in the first 2 overs. He didn't bowl badly, but he still went for 18. But then to come back and get that all-important wicket of Surya Kumar Yadav because of what Surya can do. Surya is the X factor there. Surya, if he takes the game away from the opposition, then the others are going to play a great role or a great hand around him. But the fact that Surya went and then a real good delivery where Hardik Pandya was not in a position, he's a tall man, just a fraction more bounce on that sweep shot, and he had 2, Hardik and Surya. So that actually breaks the back of a team. The skipper's gone, your X-factor player is gone. I think he did a wonderful job with the ball. He's been doing that. Every time he's been given the ball right through, he spoke about his first 5 or 6 games when he was bowling beautifully. And again, look, he's not like the conventional spinners who are only trying to bowl quick or dart it in. He's unafraid to go over the wicket and throw it wide outside. He comes around the wicket and tries different things to the left-hander. So that was one of the reasons why you wanted to see him bowl to a left-hander, that he can do a job. He is smart enough to outmaneuver those left-handers, but good, he got to go at the right time and he delivered for them.
Gilly, we'll be hoping to see much more of him now because he's finally come and he's proven himself. Was just not given that opportunity. We spoke about how he was just a little irritated that he was not getting that opportunity, but today he's made the most of it.
He has made the most of it. He also dropped a catch early, so that could have played on his mind. He wasn't the only one. There was a few offenders there. So credit to him for just, once he got that opportunity, get focused. And I just like his shape, tall, coming from a nice height, but it's not just darting in at the ankle. He tries to use various methods of deception and just subtle changes. And I thought he did, perhaps the 2 wicket-taking balls weren't necessarily his best balls, but again, like what we said prior at the start of the program, often it's the build-up to the one that gets the wicket, and I think he just builds up. He must be challenging to face because he's coming from a good height and he can be on you quickly, but then you might feel like he's on you quickly and then he just takes one a little bit of pace off like he did to Hardik to lure that false stroke.
Well, he picked up 2 very important wickets, Sai Kishore, and set it up very well, which is why he was the coolest performer of the match, powered by Voltas, Shore kam zyada. Well, it's now your turn to shine because you can head over to Cricbuzz's social media handles and take part in the Shore kam zyada contest brought to you by Voltas. Well, all you need to do is pick your coolest performer of the week and comment with a creative caption, and you can win big. Easy, isn't it? Well, we want to see all these creative captions coming in, and talking about creative captions and how creative Gujarat have been, they will be very happy up top on that table. Mumbai will want to answer the questions that they didn't have the answers to today. But we have to have a look at what's happening tomorrow because it's another day. It's another exciting game as KKR take on Chennai, match number 57. This is happening at the Eden Gardens. Kartik, once again, this is the day for KKR to get those 2 points and still survive because this race up top is getting so tight that KKR have to get these 2 points.
Yeah, and they won that last game by a breath, actually. They're winning by 1 run. They would have given them a ray of hope, and also given the fact that Chennai can take you down because they've got nothing to lose.
Yes.
And they also nearly won a game against RCB, who are also trying to contend for this title. So it's going to be an interesting one because KKR, it was good to see Dre Russ being sent up the order. And this is something which, I don't know, I would like to ask Gilly what he thinks. Certain players are bracketed as only beyond this certain point because of that laptop. David Miller is one. Dre Russ is the other one. I'm trying to think of someone else who's bracketed like that. I don't understand. These guys are high-quality international players who've been playing for a long time. I think they've got enough skill to see through 1 or 2 overs. And even, it's like, you cannot go and hit every ball every day, every season. Even the best batters need a few deliveries inside. So you saw the difference, what Dre Russ can do. I feel some of these batters are being underutilized. So it was good to see him get runs.
But is it because they're trying to manage that playing 11 because they know that Ajinkya likes playing in that 6, then they know that Raghuvanshi is also someone who doesn't want to come down too much.
No, but those are kind of players who are very different, Saiyami. You need to give, if Ajinkya and Ankrish are playing, they're very conventional players. You cannot ask them to go and bosh it from word.
Exactly.
Dre Russ can do, but doesn't mean that he can do it every year, every day. The other bowlers are also thinking. And also, he also needs some time. That's why I'm saying that please give him some time. And he can create...
Took time. He took time the other day.
Well, he got that time as
2
well.
off 9.
Which is fine.
Yeah, I agree.
Because those guys can make up for it. Chris Gayle used to be 7 of 12 or 13. And you look at the record, any 11 you put, he'll be the first name there. Any bowler who's the most dreaded, or any batter who's the most dreaded, ask any bowler, they'll say Chris Gayle. And he took time. Aram se. So you don't need to go bosh every ball. So I was happy to see that happen. But again, coming back to what you said, I think it's going to be a good one because with whatever is happening around them, KKR will feel happy that this result will help them in their maneuver as well, in their motion towards coming up top. And if they can beat CSK, it keeps their hopes alive.
Well, they just scraped through in that last match, Gilly, and they got past that finish line, which is important. But there were lots of close games that they lost earlier in the season. So I don't know if they'll be a very confident side. They're not winning with, dominance. At least these close games, they don't win with dominance.
As long as you win, I guess. I think they will take a bit of momentum out of that, albeit close victory the other night. It was amazing innings from Parag that sort of clawed RR, who were dead and buried before that game anyway. That's the only thing that really kept it interesting. So that they had a few questions to answer. But I watched that and thought, I reckon that's one match that will instill them with a fair bit of confidence, a bit of momentum. Even on social media, just observing a few things within their network, they look like a pretty happy group there. But I couldn't agree more with this concept of you get your most dangerous batters trying to face as many balls as possible. No, Dre Russ isn't an opener. You wouldn't throw him up against the brand new ball every time because that might level it out. But certainly that wasn't a bad blueprint to follow that they produced the other day. And no, I expect they'll come into this pretty confident. But they won't take CSK lightly because there's still some very, very high-quality players in there and a few youngsters who are a little bit fearless. Yeah.
But for KKR, any changes you'll see? They go ahead with the same playing 11?
They're playing at home, isn't it?
Yes.
I wouldn't see any change. Why do they need to change something?
I mean, it's just been the openers that have shuffled around a little bit.
But then I suppose you need to give them that run because who else do you have?
Yes.
We mentioned Venkatesh Iyer the last time around, but Venkatesh Iyer is not having the kind of season. Maybe if you want to play him and throw him up top, that was one thought process because he's done well for them in the past at that position. I don't think I see any change in that side.
They'll keep Guezzing at the top there, I think, and they're not going to move Narayan.
No point in moving them.
Well, Gilly, for CSK, like you said, those few youngsters were the positive. It was a really, really splendid knock by Mhatre, the 94 that he got, because he was hitting it all around the park. So they, of course, have been eliminated. But just to see these youngsters crop up is very exciting.
Extremely exciting. I think he's the find of the tournament for me. I know that a lot made about Suryavanshi, but I think this young guy looks like he's got a really compact all-round game and a nice, even head. he might look back and think, gee, if I didn't go for the 6, I might have been able to get 100 and get in that list of centurions. But I don't suspect these young players care too much about that. I think they're more about just keep going, keep going no matter what. So that's that's something that I'm really looking forward to in this game, seeing him go about his business again.
Kartik, we'll
I'm
have a
pretty
look
sure
at
they're
that
going to have
squad.
that clip and send it to Ayush Matre. It's high praise coming from Gilly.
Oh, I don't think they'll send it. He'll be seeing it because
he'll
when
be seeing
Gilly
it,
says
okay.
something, it goes viral, right?
Okay.
So it reaches everyone. Whatever said on Cricbuzz Live reaches everyone, which is why we have to see that squad and see if you have any changes whatsoever for tomorrow's game.
Bravis has done well. Ayush Matre, Sheikh Rashid, again, is somebody they're looking at. Ravindra Jadeja and the move up top has worked. I would like to see Shivam Dube bat slightly higher if he has to be there. Again, the same thing, the same concept of him being seen as an enforcer is fine. I know Sam Curran and Ravindra Jadeja have been given that role, but I would like to see if Shivam Dube gets a chance to go slightly ahead. I think he's a good player as well. He's played for India, he's done well. So somebody like him, he's done well for CSK as well. So someone like him may be slightly higher than what he is doing. But apart from that, I think they are looking at young players. You've seen the likes of Mike Hussey coming out and saying that this gives us a chance to see who is going to stay with this franchise going forward. They've got some youngsters. So again, their policy is always to give an extended run.
Yes.
It was surprising with the way they started that they tried 16 or 17 players within the first 4 games, which normally has never happened in the history of CSK. Yes. But yeah, now that they are eliminated and they've got these young players there, I'm pretty sure that they're going to give them that extended run.
Your players to watch out for, one from each team, Gilly.
Well, I'm interested in Shivam Dube because this time last year, no one was going to bowl a spinning ball to him because you're just clubbing them.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how does KKR go against him, given they are pretty reliant on a couple of spinners? So that'll be really interesting to watch how he goes about it. Should he get an extended opportunity up the top? And I can't wait to watch Chakravarti bowl again. Varun, I loved his variations the other evening. That's exciting. It's like genuinely fast bowlers running in is a wonderful sight in cricket. So too spinners who are mystery spinners, going both ways.
Sometimes he doesn't spin it at all. And he gets
that's right.
wickets when it just comes straight, doesn't it?
But that's where there is no truth, only perception. And the batters think it's spinning and it doesn't.
For you then, Kartik.
I think I would like to see Ayush Matre have another crack. He should enjoy batting at Eden if that's the Eden we normally know. I think he'll enjoy batting there. And again, like Gilly, I'd like Arun Chakravarti.
The spinner said it. It was going to be a spinner. I was pretty sure about that. We'll see what happens tomorrow. It's going to be an
Ayush Matre is a
exciting
spinner?
game. Oh no, I'm not talking about Ayush Matre there. But we now are going to have a look at that question which you turned away from. Your name was on the question.
No, just because my name is there.
Which statistic connects Sachin Tendulkar, Rahul Dravid, Murali, Kartik with the likes of Karan Sharma, Sai Sudarshan and Prithvi Shaw? Any guesses?
No.
No guesses. So we have a look at that
No
answer
idea.
very quickly. All have played exactly one T20I.
Wow.
Oh.
I knew this was going to be the thing, but I didn't know if the others have also played. I know the first 3 have played only one T20
Who was yours
international.
against?
You boys.
Where was that one?
CCI.
Oh, CCI. Right.
Yeah.
Very interesting. So, Kartik,
Both me and Sachin played that game.
you knew the answer, but you were just not very confident because it was a joy factor question. That's
yeah,
what it
exactly.
was. We'll have a look at who was very confident and answered it today. And let's see who it is.
Hey,
Kartik got it.
Yeah.
If not this Kartik, the other Kartik has
Some
gotten
Kartik
it.
is intelligent in
Yes.
life.
It's all the Kartik calling Kartik joke never gets old, does
Yeah,
it?
nah,
So
never.
he should have called you, but he didn't. Well done, Kartik. We are happy that some Kartik has gotten it. And is another Kartik still on that leaderboard there? Let's have a look at that leaderboard. How does that happen?
I'm on the slippery
Can
slope.
I take a photograph of this?
Gilly,
Wait,
you
wait,
slipped
wait.
down.
Please, hold it.
But how
Hold it,
One
holding
second, the
it.
maths. How does Kartik stay up with 2 losses and Gilly slip down from number 2?
I can't get this photograph right. It's okay. Please, somebody send me this photograph.
The amount of guesses I've had in the last 7 days.
But are you
They're
approving
mounting.
of your photograph? Do you like that photograph? Or
I
you
didn't see
want
that
it to be-
photograph. Can I see
you
it again?
please
I
have
was just
that,
happy to see
No, don't
myself.
get that.
see that photograph of...
No, I'm actually smiling. What's wrong with it? This ugly face, that much can happen.
No, see this. This is the smile. We're used to a nice, big, broad smile.
I
when you're
was
happy.
asked to pose with a coy smile.
That was the direction.
That was my coy smile.
That's the coy smile. I would like to see this photo shoot happen and the direction that's given.
I think
on
you
this
need to
photo
direct
shoot.
it.
But Gilly, we know that Kartik is always flying high, not only on the points table, but also he has to fly high and take a flight and go off
Right
very
now.
early right
Back to
now.
Dharamchala.
So we can't keep him waiting too long, but we will be having you back tomorrow. No break for you whatsoever.
No.
You come in and come back on top of that
That's
table.
right. Look out while you're away.
Look out.
Look, I'm happy. I'll have that photograph and I'll keep it for posterity. Number last is Michael Vaughan. I saw Michael Vaughan
Oh,
somewhere.
he's still down there, yeah.
Yeah, and the fact that Dooley is also back, so beware, Dooley will be back soon.
Well, I don't have to be there because I'm far away on that ride. So I'm just enjoying this game as a spectator, as a fan. I'm just sitting there and enjoying what the experts do. Thank you so much, Gilly. Thank you so much, Kartik. It's 1:10 in the night, but you all didn't make me feel that it is so late in the night. So thank you so much for making
Cheers.
this so
Right.
entertaining. Thank you so much for playing my bowling as well. I hope I passed your test. And thank you so much to everyone who watched Voltas Presents Cricbuzz Live. We will be back tomorrow at 7 o'clock. So we'll see you all there. Good night and goodbye.
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವವರೇ
Hyderabad Express, Railway Station, Netaji Bhavan. Cricbuzz.